Hi everybody, it's me, GhostCritic, here for a Thursday comic book review show. Yep, I'm giving you a little bit of a breather from all these Ultimate Graphic Novel Collection reviews I've been doing this week. Thank you for everyone who's been supporting them. I'm trying to play catch up on them and get back into reviewing them every other week, because that's how they come out, instead of blasting you with like one every day. I might have to do it again next week just to properly catch up, so hope you don't mind all the videos. It's very cold over here in the UK. It's meant to be Snowmageddon tomorrow, so better get this video up before everything grinds to a halt. And I've only got 5 comic books this week, but they were all very good in their own way. Some of them had issues, but we'll begin with the one. It shouldn't be at the bottom of the pile, and it's not at the bottom of the pile because it's a terrible comic, but I do have an issue with it, which fortunately is going to be resolved very soon. Indestructible Hulk, issue number 3. Now, I am loving all the storyline of this, all the things they're throwing in. We've got this new kind of Banner scientific team being brought together, and you just know one of them is going to be a little bit suspect, maybe turn on the group somewhere down the line in the future. I love all the gadgets that S.H.I.E.L.D. give and use. I love the infiltration into the terrorist group AIM. I love the kind of transformer robot, which was comprised mainly of dead people. But the art sucked. I'm sorry, Lionel Yu, however you want to pronounce it. It's no good here. It isn't. Fortunately, 2 more issues and he's out, and we've got the great Walt Simonson coming on with issue 6, with Thor being brought into the fray as well. This, like I said, the storyline in this is fantastic. It's Mark Waid, you would expect no less, but I'm just not digging the artwork, so I'll be glad to wave goodbye to Mr. Yu. Daredevil issue 22, and we have Daredevil begrudgingly teaming up with our new Spider-Man. Of course, everybody knows this now. This can't be a spoiler for anyone anymore, but Spider-Man, it's not Peter Parker. It's Doc Ock in the body of Peter Parker. And it had a very big feel of those kind of 70s Marvel team-up books where, you know, our 2 heroes kind of came together, clashed, had a little bit of a fight, then had to come together to fight a bigger enemy. In this case, it's Stiltman. Now, Stiltman is usually classed as a bit of a joke villain, a one-hit wonder. Daredevil himself in here says something along the lines of, he's not very powerful, it's all in his legs, he can, you know, he can rise really high. But Stiltman has had a bit of an upgrade. And we see, I think it's a little bit of a Doc Ock experimentation going on there. And of course, our Spider-Man Octavius isn't very happy about this. The thing I liked most about this, and it's good that it's happening in Daredevil, because this is one of the characters who should be able to suss out that something is not right with Spider-Man. And, you know, Peter Parker is not being himself, and why. And of the 2 characters that I immediately thought is going to, you know, sniff them out, it's Daredevil, and I would expect Wolverine as well. So, yeah, Daredevil picks up that Spider-Man isn't all with the quips. Although he looks like him, he's got the same build, his heartbeat is, you know, a little bit erratic. You're not sure what's going on there. But because of all the action, because of all the mayhem, it kind of gets forgotten or, you know, put down to the excitement of everything going round. So that bit I certainly liked a lot. Then we get to the end few pages where Matt and Foggy have a little bit of a heart-to-heart, where Matt, here he is saying, look, I've kept secrets and it's given me that kind of power trip where I feel I'm in control. If I don't give any of these secrets out, then I'm not going to fail, or I can't have anyone to blame, kind of deal. But it's not just Matt who's been keeping secrets, but is trying to get better at that. Foggy has one of his own, and it may be a secret that now Matt knows Daredevil isn't going to be able to help. It kind of came out of nowhere, but it's probably been quite close to a lot of people's hearts. And I know Mark Waid will use this storyline respectfully and not use it as a throwaway storyline. So it was a very surprising ending. New story arc starts next month. Always loving Daredevil. So should you. On to the top 3 books of the week. And it was very difficult to try and kind of move these around and try and figure out which was going to get which position. And finally, tough choices this week. Multiple Warheads, issue 3, because for some reason I seem to get this title a week after everyone else does. But it's worth the wait. Multiple Warheads is very much like a Richard Linklater film. Go and look him up. You must have seen at least one of his films. Basically, this story, as akin to Richard Linklater's films, they don't really have a plot as such. You just follow these characters going around their day-to-day life. And it's not so much about a plot, it's about the details. And this title is full of crazy, surreal, imaginative detail. And I love it. There's a brilliant kind of 4 or 5 page sequence where Sexica leaves the hotel room and we go on a journey with her through this town, city, and as we go we meet and get explained characters that live within the city and how they link with each other, maybe even only marginally, but it helps from that character to move on to this character so as to follow Sexica through the town until she makes it to a bar. So that was just a lovely sequence to read through. There's a bundle of characters in here. They're all doing their own thing. Brandon Graham is just... he builds these worlds and his imagination must be out in the stratosphere, because even on my best day I don't think I could come up with anything close to the imagination that he lays down on his pages. Just a beautiful book. If you've not started picking this up, try and grab the single issues. If not, go out, buy the trade when it's all put together. You won't be disappointed. Love this book. Narrowly missing out on the top spot this week, surprisingly. And I only narrowly misses out because of one little gripe about the book, and it's not fair, I know, but it is what it is. Batman issue 16, the penultimate issue of this Death of the Family storyline. And why does it narrowly miss out on the top spot this week? It's to do with event comics and the tie-ins. And it's it's the nature of the beast. You have a huge epic event storyline within a given title, and what that imprint will do, whether it's DC, whether it's Marvel, IDW do it as well with their kind of like movie TV tie-ins, but you have to, well, you don't have to, but it could be necessary, or they kind of pull you in to buy the kind of satellite titles. In this case, you know, your Nightwing, your Batgirl, I think Red Hood and the Outlaws have been part of this, Batman and Robin, Detective Comics. Now, I'm not obviously picking up all of those. My kind of Bat universe kind of stays, the only kind of satellite comic that goes with that is Batwoman, and she hasn't been in this event. So I feel at a loss of what's going on around Batman. There's a part in this issue where we see, apparently, this is where I'm kind of stuck. Apparently we have all the family, you know, Batgirl, Damian, Nightwing, and they all seem to have been defeated in battles. Now, me as a reader of only reading Batman and not those titles, I don't know if those scenes are real, or this is just Joker kind of trying to pull Batman's strings, trying to get a rise out of him, get him to make a mistake. And that kind of harms me as a reader in moving this story along and understanding, if that's possible, Joker's motives behind showing that. Anyway, on to the actual title itself. I mean, it is a fantastic issue, again, from Scott Snyder. A very misleading beginning with our kind of Batman Joker dance, but once that is revealed to be what it actually is, then the horror begins, and it is basically a battle of wits that we're all used to between Joker and Batman, but it has got so much more of a deadly theme to it. But Batman's no-nonsense approach to basically anyone who gets in his way. We get like cameos from Freeze, Clayface, Scarecrow, and it's not until we get to the room and we have that wonderful splash page of kind of the throne room for Batman, with on one side we have the villains that Joker has, you know, kept closest. So we have Penguin, we have Riddler, we have Two-Face, and they're all one side of the throne, and on the other, in kind of a very screwed up imitation of the Justice League, Joker has dressed these normal people in Wonder Woman's outfit, Green Lantern, Superman and Aquaman, and it's just, what is going on? So basically, the end of the actual main part of this book, because it does have a backup story in it as well, you just no idea what is coming in this finale. There's this executioner's chair, and we've got Batman sat in it. Is this the death of the family? I hardly think so, but this whole title, this whole event title, Death of the Family, is puzzling. Where is this death coming from? Is it a person? Is it metaphorical? I can't wait for this to reach its climax, its finish, to see where, you know, Snyder is going to take our Batman next. The backup story has Joker turning on his kind of right-hand men, as Joker is going to. He doesn't play well in groups, and he's always got that final trick up his sleeve. Any other week, it'd be number one. It would be my pick of the week. Apart from my little niggle with the whole kind of event tie-in books, but certainly no slouch. So you all know what week it is, you all know what everyone gets, so you already know what is at number one. What's my pick of the week? It's Saga, and it's issue, what are we up to? Issue 9. Now let's first talk about the cover, because that in itself is worth pick of the week. Firstly, the use of purple, one of my favourite colours, striking. And then we have this entwining the will, the stalk, in a very kind of sexual embrace. But I just love the way that the stalk has her finger, her little finger in kind of in the Will's mouth, in a kind of coy, what can I say? It's kind of a, I don't think I should be doing this, but I'm not going to stop you. But it's funny that it's actually the stalk's hand that's doing this and not the Will's. And the Will is just letting her hands go everywhere. As with all Saga comics, that first page you turn over, you never know what you're going to get. It's always going to be what you don't expect. And this time it's no different. We've had the kind of the big heads on just legs when we first came to, you know, the sex planet. While we're now apparently back on the sex planet, it's now men with their faces, or at least their eyes and mouths, on their chests. They don't actually have a head. So yes, it's another issue that has a very misleading start. But what we have here is a very the Will-centric tale. And it's him meeting up with Gwendolyn, Marco's kind of ex-girlfriend, fiancée, wife-to-be. And there are just so many glorious moments that just fill this issue with just greatness. The Lying Cat, as always, is spectacular. It only has to say lying and you just love this cat. You want it there beside you. You want a cat like that. The deal that Gwendolyn makes to get the slave girl back, beautiful. The shrimp-faced bodyguards that come down for the swap meet. The lance, awesome. And the spooky slave girl at the end. So many great moments that just make this another great issue. We don't see Alana, we don't see Marco, we don't see any of that family interaction. It's all about the Will. Another fantastic issue from Brian K. Vaughan with equally as fantastic art from Fiona Staples. Pick it up. And that's it for comics this week. Thank you very much all for watching. I shall see you next week. I've probably got some more videos of my Ultimate graphic novel collection to put up. Hope you're not too bored of them. But again, thank you for all your support. If this is your first time here, subscribe in the box wherever it is. Give it a big thumbs up. and put some comments in the box below. Do you think I was right to give Saga pick of the week over Batman? What else? Just have a great weekend, guys. If you're feeling under the weather, get back to bed, wrap up warm, drink lots of alcohol. Bye bye.